Hello ladies, it is time for me to melt my tins. I showed you guys in my last live. I was like, I need to do this. So I thought I'd hop on. I know a few of you are new here and I'll just show you kind of my process. And there are other ways to do it. This is just what I have found works the best. So I just collect all my different palettes and find which tins are running low, okay? So I'm just gonna start pulling them out. So when you start seeing the bottom of your tin like this, I start pulling them out and I'm just gonna set them. This is a cool, it's not turned on, I'm on my stove. And I'm just gonna start pulling them out and do that first. You can do this with all of your matte shades. Some people are more hesitant to do like glossies, but I do my lip and cheek glosses. You just have to be a little bit more careful with it, but I like to do that. So another thing, if you also just have some tins that are maybe like really dirty, like even this one I have like, it's just getting to the bottom of the tin. So this is going to even it out so you don't have to try to scrape like around the edges. You're not going to waste any product, okay? So let's pull out the rest of these ones quick. And then I'll show you what I do. Also, if you just have like, I'm trying to see if I have any, like this one has like a different color on it. I like mixed it. So this one I'm probably not gonna melt, but I'm gonna show you how I clean that off. And then also I have a lip conditioner here I'm gonna pull out. I have some of my half-size lip and cheek tins. I have not done this for forever. Let me grab them all out. So below, let me know if this is new for you. You haven't seen me ever do this or talk about this. Who has done this before? This is the best way to like keep your palettes nice and clean. You don't waste any products, and you look at, I have these ones. I have one palette that I keep all of my tins in, where like when I shade down or shade up. So I have a few in here. Yeah, let me know. Okay, I think I've got them all. So now what I like to do, a couple things to have by you before you really like turn on the oven and stuff, or the stove. Always have some toothpicks around. You also need some paper towels. And I like to use these. This helps to really keep things sanitary. These are called alcohol prep pads. You can buy like a big pack of these at like Target or Walmart for like $1 or $2, and they'll last you for a while. So that's what I like to keep around. That is actually what I'm gonna start out with. So all I'm gonna do is open these up. So on top of all of these tins, they're just gonna naturally get like a little bit like debris, like dust or even hair can get on them, okay? So all I do, let's see if you can see, I'm just gonna do a nice little wipe. It's not really taking off that much product, but it is going to take off some of that dirt, debris that is on top. And this is actually going to sanitize this. So we're not gonna be melting in dirtiness. I usually clean about 2 of the tins at a time with just one of these pads. So I'm gonna do this. This part's just a little tedious, so you definitely need to save some time. I'm gonna show you, so remember I said this one has just a little bit of another color on there. This one doesn't need to be melted, but it's a good time. What are you doing? You can walk by, it's okay. You don't have to hide. So this is a good time just to wipe off that top layer to clean it all off. And I'm gonna take off that extra color. So now it's like brand new. Okay, I'm gonna set that one aside. That one does not need to be melted down. So I just fold that over and then I can use it one more time. It's just pretty common that these tins can get a little dirty from kids playing with their makeup, or if you have pets, just other dust and dirt in the air. Also, if you don't keep all of your creams and your powders separated. It might also just have some of your eyeshadow powder left over. So this one I can still use a little bit of, so I think I'm going to still melt it down. But I can see that I'm picking out little bits of hair. I mean, it's kind of gross when you do it. You'll see me when I actually wipe it down, or when I melt it down and use the toothpicks, you'll see like you actually have stuff in these. It's crazy. You don't even realize it. Another time you might want to melt your tins down. The reason I just thought of it is I'm holding my contour. Contours are going to be a more solid cream. This is like uncomfortable, you guys. I'm at a really weird angle. Well, like this illuminator has some like other colors that got mixed in. I can see a little bit of other grime, so we're just gonna clean the tops off of that. Contours, you want to melt down once in a while. If you start noticing that it's not blending in well, or you're like going in with your brush and it's not picking up any product. And that's often just because that contour is already a little bit thicker, a little harder than like your highlight cream. Or if you're just storing it, like maybe like my bedroom is just naturally colder in the winter, so it is going to get a little bit cooler and then they kind of harden. So if you're like, this just doesn't seem like I'm getting any on my brush, you can melt them down this exact same way. You might not even be to the bottom of the tin yet, but you can melt them down and you're going to mix it up and it's going to soften them. Okay, I'm almost about halfway done with this. Like I said, it's a little tedious, but I think it's helpful. Let me try to stay on the camera so you can really see what I'm doing. I try to make sure there's none, even like the edges are cleaned off. This is just really keeping this sanitary, keeping everything clean. I do this with, you see I have illuminators here. Oh, I had a big piece of hair on that. See, I'm just like losing hair all the time apparently. That's okay. Okay. And even this one. Who all has kids starting school late tomorrow because of the cold? If you guys are in like the Midwest, it's very cold. Like right now, this is not wind chill. Like the actual temperature is -3 right now here in Iowa. But it's already been announced. So my kids and my school that I work at, we're all starting 2 hours delayed. Probably giving time just for things to warm up a little bit. I'm not even sure what the high is supposed to be, but you'll have to let me know what's the temperature in your guys' neck of the woods. I think I just saw one of my, maybe I have a Canadian friend that just hopped on. Did I see that right? Let me know, what is it like in Canada if you're watching this? I'd love to hear, because obviously you guys are farther north than I am. Okay, I'm down to the last 2 tins. And then we're gonna see how to do this. Now, some people will do this. They've actually used the oven. They put them in like a big pan. I feel like I want a little bit more control than just putting them all in the oven. I want it right in front of me. So I like to do it on my stove. So since I have a flat top stove, I can just melt my tins right here. So you can see, don't feel like you're taking off too much product. Like, yes, you are, when you're doing this, gonna be taking some product off, but it's not a lot. But this really is, you're not doing this very often and you're keeping this very clean. Okay, now you don't have to use the alcohol wipes. I just find, like, again, it's just a little cleaner, more sanitary. Okay, now we're ready. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm using the flat top. Now, if you don't have a flat top, you have like a gas stove, you can use a frying pan and then put them in the frying pan, okay? So I am going to turn this on just low, okay, this whole area. And then I am going to, I can already feel the heat coming. Maybe I'm gonna, just kidding. I'm gonna turn it on once I place them all. So I'm just going to place all of them in front of me. Okay, right on. Hopefully you can see. I'll try to keep them over here further so you guys can see. So I'm just gonna set them here, and then we'll turn it on. I just don't want them melting way too fast because then I can't control it as much. So now I'm gonna turn it on low. I'll give you guys a view. Let's see if I can turn it around. Here we go. So you can see what I'm doing. There we go. They're right on my stove. I just turned it on low. And I'm just gonna wait here. You can kind of see when we start seeing them warm up. Not quite yet. Like here on this illuminator, can you see there's like a little piece of hair there? So I'll show you how we're gonna get these so nice and clean. Okay, you can see that they're getting kind of glistening, even like the matte finish. Like look at right here. Do you see how that highlight is already starting to shine? So now we're just gonna let these warm up and you'll see them start melting more. They're gonna start going a little bit faster here very soon. I might turn up just a little bit. But once you really start seeing them like start spreading out a little bit, then you know you can get your toothpick and we can start doing it and start mixing them around. So the ones that are gonna go the fastest are probably right here. These like shimmeries. Oh, did you guys see that? Okay, so that one already just closed up by itself. So I think we're ready to start mixing. So let me switch us around. Okay, hopefully you can see. I'm gonna take toothpicks and have a paper towel nearby. And the ones that are really full melted, hopefully you guys can see, I'm going to mix them. And I like to really kind of scrape all over. And this one, luckily, looks pretty clean. Nothing came off on it. And then I'm just going to push that one off. Just be very careful that you don't burn yourself. And I just push that one off to the side. Then I'm going to just keep using my paper towel, wipe it off. I am gonna probably shut this off just so it doesn't keep going. Okay, can you guys see this one? So this one, I'm gonna start moving around. You'll kind of see if there's like a chunk or something like hair, any debris that needs to be taken out. One of these must be a solid perfume because I can smell it. So I'm just moving it all around. I'm kind of redistributing everything. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's hard to do it. It's a two-hand process. Okay, now I wonder if I can do this. Let me try it with one hand. We'll see if you guys can see. Okay, I'm gonna find one where, let's do this contour. So I'm going to move it around. Do you see how it's kind of like something, like there's something there, right? So I'm gonna keep moving it around, distribute everything around, go back to where there's that something. Can I do this with one hand? Look at there, there's a piece of hair right there. That's hard to see. There's even a chunk of who knows what that is. We're gonna take that out. So let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna lift it up and then I'm gonna have paper towel and then just clean that off, okay? Let me flip you guys back around. Okay, so you just kind of keep doing that over and over again. So once you get it distributed, then move it off. So I can show you the ones I already took off are already, like look at that one's already setting and they're setting again, okay? So they're gonna dry really fast and set for you. And then you can always get a new toothpick. Let's do, the ones you have to be the most careful with, let me turn so you can see, are the ones that are your illuminators, your glossies, the ones with shimmer. So once you take it off, you're gonna want to just kind of keep an eye on it. You can even keep stirring it a little bit just to make sure that the glitter doesn't all settle to one area. But I honestly haven't had a lot of issues with that. So this one is like completely clear. And this is my lip conditioner. I'm pretty sure I've done a lip conditioner before, but that one's done. You can't even tell it's in there. I've also done my brow wax. That was interesting. You can do it. You just gotta be careful because it can start acting a little weird because of that texture, or like because it's wax. So I'm just going to keep mixing these up. Carefully move them off when I get them done mixed. And just repeat this. Hi ladies, thanks for hopping on. I see lots of people hopping on, but let me know if you guys have questions while I'm doing this. So definitely this bronzer, this is Xanadu. So this is bronzer and illuminator. I've never done this one before, but I don't think I'll have any issues. This one seems like it's mixing well. Might have a little chunk. Let's see. Sometimes it's just a chunk that needs to get redistributed and it's nothing, not like debris, but other times it is. This one actually just melted. It just needed a little more heat. So I'm going to again pull it off. Often you can just use the toothpick. Don't move them too fast because sometimes they will start to spill and you don't want that to spill. Just going to keep going. So let me know if you guys have any questions about this process. I really honestly don't think there's anything that's off limits. Like I said, you just have to be a little more careful with those illuminators, the glosses. But I haven't had. So like this one's an illuminator. I'm going to really stir it up. And then when I take it off, I'm going to stir it up just a little bit more. So when it starts to cool, we don't have any issues. Okay. So I'm just going to keep doing this. You guys don't need to stay here and keep watching me. But the last thing I want to show you guys, let me see if I have a good one to, I just want to show you how I can clean. Here we go. So also you'll have a little bit, you know, you get some of your makeup here in between the tins on the edges. So I want to show you how to clean those up too. And I do this all at the same time because it's just a really good time to do it. Because your tins are out of the palettes. So I just take a paper towel and then I use our magical brush cleanser and I'm going to spritz it a couple times. And then you can just take that over all those spots. I wouldn't probably spray them right into, I'm not showing you what I'm doing. I probably wouldn't spray right into the palette because this palette is cardboard. And so you don't want to ruin the integrity of the palette. This is a really bad angle. But there we go. Brand spanking new. You see how all of that's completely cleaned off? I will do the same thing, lip and cheeks, right here. And even that brush cleaner, when you have it on here, works well even for your powders. You see how I have a bunch right there? Or maybe you don't. There's a bunch of powder right here. And so this will wipe right off very easily. So that is that. I'm just going to keep doing all of this stuff. It is so satisfying, right? -20 here in Ashby. That's Minnesota. Oh my gosh. Is that the wind chill or the actual temp? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm assuming they're starting late up at school there too. Woo. It's going to be cold. So everyone stay warm. Say prayers for people who don't have the luxury of some of us. So thank you guys for hopping on. Again, reach out anytime. If you have any questions about this process, I can help you as well. So thanks for hopping on. Talk to you guys later. Bye.